Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. This is Vibe Shady with a brand new vlog, and today I'm going to talk about MT15.
Was it the voice? Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise turned into choirs.
Personally, being an owner, after riding 20,000 kilometers with this bike, so I think I'm eligible to tell you about the bike, okay? So this is my bike, I'm gonna say whatever I want to. So I'll talk about the 11 problems that I faced while riding this bike from 0 to 20,000 kilometers. So this is like all the cons, okay? 11 cons about this bike I'm going to talk about.
Harmony left me with the pieces of forever that you broke. But since you left me alone, I've been high.
Whatever the things that I'm going to talk about will not be a problem to all the MT15 riders, because I'm personally the fan of MT15. You know, like look at the shirt out here.
Number 1, lack of wind protection.
Lack of wind protection. So this bike is a naked bike, so that's why, like, because of the lack of wind protection, when you're riding for a long, when you do the long highway rides at the top speeds, then you will definitely get the wind blasting. This bike could be good for the short rides in the city, but then if you want to take this for long ride in the highways, you will definitely feel the wind hitting your body.
#2, lack of pillion comfort.
Short ride will be possible, but if you're going to do some long rides on this bike with the pillion, it's definitely a difficult thing. But I think it's much better than the R15. But then if you look at the other bikes at this segment, and maybe the other bikes will be definitely good, and this is like, you know, somewhat, it's really hard, you know, while riding with the pillion, it's difficult.
Number 3, limited storage.
It has a limited storage, like the seat. When you open the seat, you'll get a small storage inside the seat. If you want to do some long rides, and if you think that if you want to carry something with this bike, then it really has a poor storage. But you always get the storage if you want to improve the storage. So that is the flexibility.
Number 4, not ideal for touring.
Jack of all but master of none, like the quote says like that, you know. This bike, you can take it in a highways little bit, in a city it can do better, and you can also do some off-roading because of the ground clearance. So guys, but it is not that ideal for long rides, so that makes the another con of the bike, okay? The steep suspension it has, and because of the less storage. So combination of all the reasons that I told you about, because of that, it is not that good for long touring, okay? You cannot go from Bhutan till Ladakh. You can do it, but then it's really difficult.
#5, stiff suspension.
If you compare this bike with the version 1, I would still go with the version 1 if I have to ride it in the rough road. So, you know, because of the, you know, like the steep suspension at the back, which is the monoshocker, and the golden shocker, which you see it out here, this is very bad in the rough road. But honestly, this doesn't absorb anything here. Honestly, like, if you just ride 3 kilometers in the rough road, off-roading with this bike, you'd get the pain in your body. Definitely you'd get this. I get that. So like, it's not good for, you know, off-roading. Honestly, this bike is not made for off-roading. Don't do it. You won't like it, bro. Honestly, I'm telling you, you won't like it.
Number 6, high seat height for short riders.
Like if you are somewhat like 4'9" or 5 feet, this bike is not for you. Honestly, it is lightweight, but if you're really skilled, it can work. But then if you are really short and if you love this bike, you will definitely feel some, you know, like problem well in a traffic if you have to stop, and if you're with the pillion, or if you are carrying something, then it will really be difficult for the short riders. So this is the 6th point.
#7, won't suit untall riders.
It is same with the Duke 390 as well, because this bike is a compact bike. You know, it is really short and small and funky. It is like, you know, bike itself is like that. So like if you are too tall, then you won't look nice. Let me show you. Okay, I'm 5'8" and I'm doing the flat foot right now. What happens, the bike is too short and your this, you know, upper part of the body will look very long. So because of that, you won't be looking nice while riding. Even if you see, you feel like, oh, my too tall riders is this bike is not good. But sitting position is good. But then when we look from, like when the other people see you riding this bike, if you are somewhat like 7 feet, 6.5, if you're too tall, also this doesn't look good. Honestly, I've seen that. A lot of rider loving this bike, and because of their height, and it is not that good. If you are around 5'1" to 6 feet, yeah, this bike will definitely look good.
Hash 8. Footrest of pillion is way compact.
Another issue is that rider's leg will be like this, and already the rider's leg is hitting this footrest. So where will the pillion leg will be? Okay, so okay, rider has to be. तिमी चढ्दै या? Let us show you this. Okay, यहाँनिर चढ्दा ठोकिन्छ नि. Okay, this so guys, footrest of the pillion will be hitting the rider's footrest. Can you see this? And it's really difficult. So where should the rider now? If I keep this leg like this, and the pillion's leg have to be kept like this. Otherwise, you won't fit in the bike. So this is the one. This is the issue that I'm talking about. So this is one really a big issue for the MT-15 riders. You should really consider. If you have the white shoe, you will be having some stain. This is my issue that I faced with the bike. You may not face it. Trying to like take this stand out like this. Sometimes if you're in a hurry, you would be hitting this chain. So many times it happened with me. Like I was directly stepping on the chain while trying to like take down my stand. Sometimes if I do this like in the hurry, this happens sometimes. Okay, so it's really little bit difficult. These things you should know it. Footrace is just like this, and it definitely hits you. So this is an issue that I found while riding. So I thought I would share you.
Number 9, competitions.
Around the price of this bike, or maybe even if you pay less, you would be getting some other bikes like Apache RTR 4V. There can be like that NS200, which has much power, or let's talk about NS160. It is like even 5cc more than this bike, and that bikes cost significantly low. At this range of the same bikes, if you look at that bike performance, you would be getting other bikes at the price of this bike. That is one thing that I really felt that I should be telling you guys.
Hash 10. Compromised on build quality.
10th cons of the bike is that like what I had to do was this switch gear. Do you know this? The upper dipper and that horn and that like indicator switch like light switch. This one I had to change because I had an issue with the bike. Like after using this bike for like around 5,000 kilometer, it had an issue, and I had to change this thing. So I think the quality of the switch gears could have been better because it was like already in a defect position, and that is one thing that I really felt is bad about this bike. Honestly, like it had just been 5,000 kilometer, and the problem is that I'm a Bhutanese. I'm from Bhutan, and especially like I'm from Gyeongju, and like it's really difficult to get the parts of this bike. The switch box, I had to replace it like around 5,000 kilometer. It may not happen with your bike, it had happened with mine, so I'm sharing this. And another thing is that like another problem is that if you keep this bike in a rain, like if you ride this bike in a rain and if you bring this bike at home, then like after like after 1 day or two, you will see the rust getting in your chain. So guys, dekh lo idhar. So here 24 hours you keep in the rain, then this chain will look like you haven't lived for 1 year. If you forget to lube, like there will be some rust getting in the chain. So especially at the footrace, at the back footrace of the bike, there will be like some color fading. So this thing is getting faded. Can you see this? This is a back footrace. ये सब fade हो रहा है इधर. So we are about to paint this right now. See this. पेंटिंग के लिए ये निकाल रहा है अभी. सक्छ निकाल्नु हुँदैछ. Tenth cons of the bike is the compromise in the quality. Being the price so high, like looking at the segment, it has a huge price is there, but then switch box was broken. Like it wasn't like after 5,000 kilometers switch box like got damaged, and you know that if you keep this bike overnight, like if you ride in a rain and if you keep this bike overnight, you will start seeing like, you know, rust in the chain. I've seen it, so I'm sharing my experience. And the another thing is that in some parts of the bike you will see the color fading after 20,000 kilometers I'm talking about. So especially at this handlebar, and you know their color fades, even at this, you know, like levers, and even at the, you know, back footrace there will be a color fading scene.
#11 Unnecessary features.
Unnecessary features. This bike has unnecessary features, you know, like OBD sensor, and this OBD is supposed to connect your phone. You can connect your phone in this bike, and that is a good thing actually. You can see the mileage, you can see the performance of the bike, you can see the distance travel of the bike, you can see the last location of the bike in because of that OBD sensor. But then this sensor gets damaged after like 10,000. After I rode this bike for 10,000 kilometers, my sensor was damaged, and I went to the showroom. And I tried to fix it. There was no another sensor available. At the first, you know, I didn't know what had happened, so I had to really go through YouTube, and I knew that it was the OBD sensor that was taking all my battery charges, and my bike was dead. And I was trying to start the bike, you know, it's really hell of a heck, you know, there was something really bad about the bike. So this is one feature that is like, you know, OBD feature, or the Bluetooth connection is a feature that is unnecessary, I feel. You know, like honestly I didn't like it, because there's no turn-by-turn navigation. It only shows like the phone call alerts and SMS alerts will be shown out here. You won't even know who is like calling you, like it will just be the icon there, you know. And so like, and another thing is that you would see the last location and all if you see in the phone. So that is like unnecessary stuff, you know, like why Yamaha gave it, I also don't know why they did that. Like they could have, like, you know, done something with the build quality and other thing, but there was a bad thing about these are the 11 bad things about the bike, you know. And if you ask me, am I regretting buying this one after 20,000 kilometers? No. If you are a Yamaha rider, if you are an MT15 lover, you will not regret, because there are so many cons, so many pros of this bike, which I'll be talking in the next video. So for today it's only this much, guys. I told you about the 11 cons that I faced with the bike. So if you are an MT15 lover, if you are planning to buy this one, do it. But then reconsider what I've told you. You know, these are the problems that I faced, and you would be facing the same maybe. Thanks for joining, guys. I'll definitely come with a better vlog. So I'll see you in the next video. Be safe, take care of yourself, and see you in the next video. This is Babu Shady signing out. And please, guys, if you like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, which will definitely help me.